How's it going, man? It's been a minute.
It's been a little bit. That's unusual.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good
Um,
to see you.
I see your forest green for.
This is my Denali National Park shirt. Or
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
yeah.
How did? Okay. Wow, that's a whole other thing we
What,
have to talk
what
about.
were you about to show me there?
Oh, yeah, I've had a rough week. I'm just gonna. I was gonna show you I'm wearing red because when this comes out, it's like the
Oh, I
reddest thing.
think
Yeah.
this is gonna be out before Christmas.
Yeah, just before, like
Yeah,
heart of the build up to Christmas, right?
I'm thinking our next video, well, maybe we'll both coordinate and wear ugly sweaters or something, right?
Uh, if it happens just before Christmas, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll get
All right.
crazy. Yeah,
Why
we'll see
not?
if our guests get crazy too. So, all right,
That's awesome. So, what's going on? What's new?
doing all right. Yeah, we've been in touch kind of at a surface level, but this is kind of where we know we can connect every couple weeks. And
Yeah,
I had some thoughts because listen, when did you move to Virginia? 2 years ago?
year and a half. Yeah, March
Yeah.
24.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're about to get a heaping dose of Virginia.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
Oh, is our guest from Virginia?
she is, and so
Okay.
is the person that's going to join our guest.
Very
Heavily
cool.
from Virginia, like we're bringing in the varsity here.
Yeah, I could tell by the celebrity cameos from the pictures she shared with us,
Yeah,
right?
that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we're interviewing Camp of the Woods rock stars here. Yeah.
yeah, we are just before us, and I can't wait to get
Legends.
into this with her. But yeah, the first person that gave me a work crew that I deserved, and she she couldn't not do it, and she knew it, and I knew it. I'll leave it at that, and we'll see if she remembers it. But
We're gonna have to talk about that for sure.
yeah,
Make sure we bring that up. Yeah.
yeah. So, um, yeah, but to whatever extent we have to chat between now and when she comes on, and the other great guest comes on. Um, yeah, I've got a few things to throw at you, some videos that but listen, I'll lead you to lead the discussion as you always do. So
Yeah, we got plenty to talk about as usual.
yeah.
Um, so this is gonna come out right after Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
Uh
What
I
did you do for Thanksgiving, Don?
what did I do? Um I we have gotten together. We planned to and did and probably should have gotten together at our daughter Anna's house, and mom and dad coming out. Um and the weather questionable, but that is the plan. Was the plan. Next episode, I'll verify that any of that happened because that was
Yeah.
very very clever of you. Yeah,
Well, our daughter came in from Denver with our two grandsons,
awesome.
and everybody. My son didn't make it up here, but everybody else. That's the plan at least. So.
Okay.
Okay, let me share. Let me get the screen ready first. Make sure I can close these. Let's go to our slides here and get started, right? Okay. So this is our typical slide looking at what we've done with everyone probably just watched Andy Clancy before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And tonight, you want to introduce our guest like what year before she
I would
joins?
love to, but you know what? You just reminded me of two things by showing that screen. Leave it to you. That was
The screen?
that was brilliant. Yes. um, names that popped up. And here's the one of the beauties of doing this, Tom, is like the connections that we've made. I should say reconnections usually, but
Yeah.
connections are, usually there's been some kind of, but so today, hold on. You were on this text too, so um
Oh, this is with Kathy.
Kathy, yeah,
Amazing,
Weisberg
amazing.
Sweeney, yeah. And so I sent her the episode with Andy, and we
Yep.
talked about Bucky's. I think she'd already seen it, or it sounds like she was all over it. Like right away, she's
Yeah.
like, "Ha!" Actually, just up at one at a Bucky's in Daytona last week. Had to get my Bucky's fill, and okay. And Don, I remember that night walked to Tapawingo well.
Oh yeah,
I
that
didn't
this is
go,
awesome.
but was at your house that night and saw firsthand how mad and panicked your parents were. It wasn't pretty. It was you, Jay, Andy, Tom, Tracy.
Tom
Uh,
Weisberg.
uh
Not this Tom.
right.
I would never do that to your mom.
Well, you would only fake smoke a cigarette in front of my Aunt Barb. Oh, that's
Right.
another.
Well,
And
we
you
can
weren't even
actually
doing
talk.
that. That's another story I have for you. Because I
Well,
visited that place and I took a video. I have to send it to you.
in your words, it's really funny you should mention that because we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Really?
We
Okay.
are. We
Oh
are. Yeah.
wow. All right.
Yeah.
But holy cow, that was great. I did not remember that. I mean, I should have remembered she was there, but she loved the Bucky's part. And the the other thing um, that I was going to bring up, like you said to introduce tonight's guest.
Yeah.
So Dawn Perkuchin, Dawn now Frederick. Um, so last episode, were the one before that with Karen Keller Simpson. Um, we had on your first boss at camp, who happened to also be your first roommate.
Hmm.
Okay, and Mike. Tonight we're bringing on my. It's like kind of the 1A boss. Like my first boss, I worked part time in the TP when I was like 14. That was Mark August. But the first year I really committed to working a camp, I was 15 years old, I think. And it was on rec staff. And Dawn was the head of rec staff. And in a text message before she agreed to come on, she kind of set up like how that came to be. And it was a little bit like Alan Hodge was a great precursor to this because, first of all, they came from the same area. But second of all, they both sort of found themselves stepping into a leadership role that they didn't expect, including being on stage. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I can't wait to bring that up with her. So, and another thing too, in the last few episodes, I was really pleasantly surprised, and I give you credit, Tom, for this. Like you bringing on Karen and talking about Tapawingo, like most staff that they only had a surface level of what it was like
Yeah.
at Tapawingo. I
That's
had
right.
so much feedback from people who are like, that was so interesting to hear what life was like at Tapawingo.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just had to bring that up too.
No, that was an awesome discussion. She was a great guest.
Yeah.
Very much more mature than the two of us.
Yeah.
But
You should
she
let her
did.
know that was the case too. I think she feels a need to hear some reassurance about that. Karen,
Yeah.
you were like, it was great.
No, we're getting great feedback. Plus, it. How do you not see the island out in the middle of the lake
Well, you
and
do,
not
but you don't. It's a
you
mile
don't know what's
away, so
going
you
on
don't.
there?
Yeah, you can't like.
That inside insight was really that was cool.
It was
It
great.
was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I
So
mean, we went to the island a lot, but I learned a ton of things on the call that I had no idea.
yeah, we brought them food.
Yeah,
They appreciated the food.
I would think so. Okay. Let me go back to here. So tonight Dawn will be on. All right. This is actually a true story time with Tom. I have it in the slide deck, but I'm not going to share the next screen. I don't want to embarrass your mom, but I want to tell you something that happened here. And so you know the ornaments. I showed you the ornament I did this year.
I could go there in
Oh
two
yeah.
steps and bring it to you because Amy and I just talked about today, like when we're going to put it out and where, because we have family coming. So yes, I'm very aware of it. Yes.
So I sent one to your sister, and the result of, I mean, she's painted them, so she saw the ornaments, but she didn't see the box and the presentation. Right? The box is kind of half the. For me,
It,
it's half the fun, right? Just because
yeah.
it's so silly and
You want me to go
stupid.
grab it and
No, it's fine.
okay, I can
It's fine.
see it from here. So all
Yeah,
right.
it's fine. But I sent one to her. I sent one to Amy. Sent one to Tracy, and then Well, let me finish with Tracy. So now she wants to make a limited edition ornament every year with me that she's going to sell on her Etsy site. So we're going to do that. That'll be a blast.
I love it. So listen, limited edition. What's the number? Like
Like 50.
50. Wow.
Yeah.
That's limited.
It is. I'm thinking if they sell a lot, she'll ask me to do more. We'll see. So anyway, I have some ideas for other ornaments. I may just have her make 75, 25, which I give away, and then she can sell 50. We'll see. I love that process though of making the box and everything. It's really fun.
Awesome.
But I also sent one to your mom.
I
All
know.
right. So let me read you the text your dad sent me. That because am I right in saying their post office is weird? Did they not get mail delivered to their house? They have to go get it at the post office?
That is correct. What you just said. Yes, they
Okay.
go not every day, but a few times a week.
So, okay. And I didn't know that when I asked you for their address. So I sent the box and I got a weird message from the post office about not deliverable something. I'm like, so I sent a text to your dad saying, "Hey, good morning. Can you maybe go to the post office? There's a package for your wife there." He texted back, "She's in an uncontrollable, blubbering state right now. Thank you, laddie." Because I mean, I think I wrote a note. I put it. It just says small note, and I think it's something worth mentioning on this call. I mean, she's gonna.
That's old school, man. Writing a note is old school.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
special.
Well, it shows you take the time, right? It's something
Right.
important. So I wrote her basically a thank you note, and the theme was impact, right? Because she really listened to all the people we've talked to
Yeah.
that mention of course your dad and your dad was front and center, of course, but sometimes it's the people that are not on the stage that really make an impact in someone's life. And all the people that we've talked to talk about your mom's impact, and she's in pictures with them, and I wanted to make sure she understood she had an impact on me. And I could see it at the wedding. She had an impact on Tracy and how she raises kids and grandkids. And anyway, I thought it was just nice. And hey, here's a collaboration I did with your daughter. Thought you might enjoy this. And apparently she did. She sent me back a very nice note and just obviously thanking me for sending that. However, in the middle of the note, this is what I wanted to talk about tonight. She went into your accident at school where your hip was hurt. And
It was hurt. Yeah, hurt
yeah,
a lot.
it hurt well, so how old were we? 18 probably.
It was September 6th, 1986. So
Yeah,
uh I was 19 and
19.
3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 18, you were 19.
That was
So
much more not much more mature at all, but whatever.
no,
3 months.
well, I mean, what do you know about the world at 18 or 19? Not
I
much.
think you do.
You think you do, you don't. The
You've
fun.
written about this, and this is going to be coming up in the next book.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you some of the stuff she wrote in here that I didn't know, Don. So let me get some of this out of here. I copied the whole thing into the presentation. I don't want to show it. I just want to read a couple things. Um, Something I wanted to tell you for years since that horrible accident Donnie had his sophomore year playing football, the dislocated hip. I know you were there with him at the game because God had you there for a reason, and that's probably true. Um,
Hmm.
Blah 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 blah. This is mushy part. I don't know if he told you this or not at the hospital that night when they told us, but it was horrific. The woman from the hospital called shortly before you did to tell us Donnie had been hurt. She explained everything and how our lives were going to be so different for a while, maybe years to come. I could not take it in. Like, that is not really good bedside manner. Uh,
Yeah, you're
to
screwed, buddy. Yeah, you're.
well, to remotely panic a mom, that's really not cool.
Yeah,
And what?
I can assure you, the hospital told me later they had not ever treated this injury before, or the
Yeah,
doctor had, but not at that
yeah,
hospital. It was something way different. Yeah,
yeah. They didn't know what they were doing, is what you're
they
saying.
figured it out, but it they panicked for.
That's
Yeah.
that's frightening. That probably is a testimony to prayer and the effect prayer can have. Because let me continue. So set the stage. I didn't know this till yesterday when I got this note. The nurse called her before I did. I thought I was the first one giving her this news. I was not. Okay.
Didn't know that.
Then you called, and I can remember hanging up on you twice and saying, Tom, I don't like what you're telling me. I don't want to hear it. Click. The second time I called, you called, I said, no, Don's dad is over in Woodlands. Here's the number you can call and talk to him, which I did. Um,
But you'll
I
probably have to go through a receptionist first.
Yeah.
There was no cell
Okay.
phone.
This is the stuff that I didn't know. The doctor himself could not get over it because they told us it was a miracle the shock didn't kill him and that he only saw those injuries from train or car wrecks, Don.
One time he told me the only other time he dealt with that he was like a junior doctor and
Okay.
somebody came into a hospital.
Don,
Yeah.
this is your mom. He explained that most people who suffer that particular injury die because of damage it does to internal organs. They're sharing this information over the phone with your mom. That's unacceptable. Honestly, you should not do that. You
Yeah, agreed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they share that with you? Were you aware how bad this was?
Not that day, but I couple things. They told me later, so it's a ball and joint and it
Yeah.
came out and it went any other hip dislocation, it's a ball and joint, comes
It
it
went.
goes right to the edge, like Bo Jackson, and goes
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah.
Mine came to the edge and went 4 inches out, but it could have gone 4 inches in, which would have
Yeah.
wrecked everything
Ooh.
reproductive and probably would have killed me. So the reason.
Look, I saw you get tackled, and it bent you over. Your knee locked. Like, so
Yeah,
here's your knee. Your knee locked, and you went over the top of it. The only way it could have gone was backwards.
and it did. It was like a Y.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
all the way. Like you
Okay.
see gymnasts right now. I was pretty athletic, but I was no gymnast. Like I could get 45 degrees down. This was 90 degrees down and more, like crushing
Yes.
everything
Yeah.
down. And the sound of it, the pop, it was just like everyone heard it. And the people that
Yes.
I remember looking were like, oh, I remember people kind of running away after they saw it once, like they'd never seen anything like it. But you sat there right with me, you and Jeff Stedman, and kept it. I don't know how you did it. I don't know. You were led to do this, but kept the whole thing and kept calm. And anyway,
Well, panic never typically helps. So, so,
right.
so there's no point in that. Yeah. And they said you were going to go through extensive surgery, a minimum of 2 weeks in the hospital, and then up to 6 months in some kind of rehabilitation place. They're telling her this all on the phone. As you know, he was back to school within 48 hours.
Oh,
That's crazy.
I was on crutches for a few months, but compared to what they told me it could have been, um, it it was nothing. Like,
Still, my favorite part of this story, of course, is your Aunt Barb. I'm in the hospital.
go ahead.
I'm in the lobby
Springville
area.
Hospital. Okay, right.
I got a clipboard, and I'm like, what is Don's birthday? Oh yeah, yeah. And what his
You knew that?
address? I think
I'm impressed.
so. I was filling out the whole form like I'm a family member, and I'm not,
Yeah.
right? But someone had to do it, and I had a Bic pen. I mean, picture a white Bic pen. I just had it. I had it in my mouth like this while I was thinking with the clipboard, and I was about to take it and write it. Your aunt comes in. She comes flying across the room and goes with the pen. I'll get that later. And I'm like, what are you what are you doing? She goes, oh, I thought that was a cigarette. Like, I've never smoked, and
She didn't know that.
we're in a hospital.
That was the 80s. Like, there's still.
Oh, so good, so good.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a great story. That
So,
will be in the book, and
oh,
oh
that's
my God.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that it's in the book. So, just real quick to wrap this up, your recovery. I mean, it hurt for months, I'm sure, but does it affect you today?
Um, the only way it affects me is there's like a very low level. I say on a scale of 1 to 10 pain, it's kind of there as a baseline of like a 1.5, a two. It goes to a
Okay.
two on if I do a lot of yard work or whatever is considered exercise for something for me at this
Yeah.
point. I don't do Rocky Mountain hikes like you do, but I try to stay active to an extent. But like
Yeah.
it could flare up to a two or a 2.5. But they told me back then, like,
Yeah.
when I turned 50, I was definitely going to have a hip replacement. No,
Yeah.
there were three sources of blood to the hip. Two of the three were severed, but there was one that remained, and apparently,
That's been enough.
level of degeneration they thought was going to be such that I would have to have a hip replacement at that point. But whatever that one blood supply is, I've kept it
Well,
supplying enough
and
nutrients to the area that I haven't needed that yet, and every day I don't need it is great.
and you're a Purdy, so
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a whole other topic. But I can't wait to get into that with Dawn. Like, I don't know, there could
she's
be a lot
she's
of.
on. We should bring her in.
Look, bring her in. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's get into it. All right,
Oh
here
my
we
gosh,
go.
yeah. Good.
Good
Wow.
segue.
Thanks, Mom, for sending that letter. I had no idea she was
Yeah,
doing.
that was really sweet what she sent.
Yeah,
I'll have to respond still.
you kind of just did. Maybe just
Yeah,
real
no.
time, but hey,
Hello.
Dawn,
hi, Don.
Hi.
How
I
are you?
just
how are you?
I spent the last week catching up on all the episodes.
Oh wow.
That's
So
binge
I
watching.
feel
Like,
like I'm still watching one, but I'm actually on it. So kind of
you're
scary.
both. You are. Wow. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks. And so
But
I was just telling Tom he's about to get a heavy dose of Virginia because that's where he's from, and that's where I'll kind of
yeah,
turn it
where
on to you. Yeah.
where are we talking to you from, Dawn?
We live just south of Bridgewater, Virginia, which is below Harrisonburg. And I just wanted to show you this.
Thank
We
you,
live
Kathy
6
Weissman.
miles
Yeah.
from the Buc-ee's. So
Wow. That's a
Is
great
that
my
the
location.
claim
one
to fame here.
So is that the one on 81?
Yeah. It was the one
Okay.
you guys were talking about, one of the episodes that
Okay.
you pass, I guess, going to Liberty or something.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that with Andy Clancy?
Yep.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
Andy.
I couldn't remember
Wow.
who brought it up, but
So you live close to there?
yeah, we are probably about 4 to 6 miles from that exit.
Oh wow, so that's really
Yeah, we live in the
You're-
Shenandoah Valley area, and
Okay.
we lived in a little town. Now we just live outside of the town. We have just like a little acre and a half, and
Okay.
country living. So
you're less than 2 hours from where I am. Okay.
yeah, I haven't been to Dinosaur Land though, but
I love that.
it's not that far.
I feel like
Probably.
too. I watched that episode, Don, again. I don't think I reacted as well as I should have to that because it is ridiculous that while he's listening, he passes Dinosaur Land.
That's right. Yeah.
I-
Yes.
But he's been there. It was like while he was listening, like
Yeah, that was
No,
crazy.
That's insane.
Small
Totally
world
insane.
explosion.
Okay. Don, we got a lot to get through tonight. You sent some fantastic pictures, by the way. That's going to be
Yeah.
oh man, wow.
gonna be
This is the
fantastic.
best
Yes.
batch of pictures we've ever had to dive in. Yeah. So, and there's more coming too about Virginia and yeah. So
We just got done with this. You're familiar with On the Spot because you've been watching. It's still always about Mrs. Purdy. I'm just going to flash these questions up here for a minute, but I'm going to put this down so we can get a better view, and then we'll go through these questions.
I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing in the background, but just ignore him. He wants to go outside.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, I've got two, and yeah, they're nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they can sense too that at least here in Buffalo, like we're down to like weeks when they can go out.
Oh,
You
Oh,
probably
yeah.
still have a couple months. They're down to. They know it. They have some sense that
right. They're like, let us out now.
it's
love
the
it.
daylight and the temperature, and they get the sense of So
Yeah. Well, I found this in my picture box.
nice.
I don't know if you can see it, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
this is from my first job I had at camp.
Well,
So
let's start there. What was that job?
Yeah.
the first year I was a messenger. Nancy Olson and I had actually applied to be in the band, and I don't think we were that good, obviously, but
So Dawn, we share that experience. I
Okay.
also applied to be in the band and was rejected.
yes, but when you're rejected, I don't think they consider you for other jobs, possibly. I'm not positive, but
I think they do. I think
they do.
do.
Okay.
They do when the camp director's son says, "Hey, can't you find something for this loser?"
Well, I think
Or if you shoot for the what's the saying? You shoot for the stars and you still get the moon or whatever. It's still pretty good.
I mean,
I'm
feel
actually
like I was shooting for the bottom and ended up on boat crew, Don.
yeah. Well, I was kind of thankful I didn't get music staff just from seeing music staff because they work so hard.
Yes.
And I know they have fun too, but yeah. So Dave Olson actually called and said, I've got two girls that applied for band. That he called and talked to your dad, possibly, Don.
Yeah.
Just to say, these two girls really want to work there. They just turned 16. Is there anything else left? And there was a dish room job, and then there was messenger in the office. So Nancy took the dishwasher. I think she was the first girl to work in the dish room.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then I grabbed the messenger job. I heard Beth say that she was messenger the following year. So this was 79.
So she broke the glass ceiling on dish room.
I think she did. Yeah, you'll have to see,
That's amazing.
ask your dad maybe, but.
Okay. I'm thinking messenger is not a bad job.
Yeah, actually it was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to hang out in the office and do like odd jobs, and then you got to whip around camp.
Yeah.
And, knock on doors and tape messages on doors and meet people that way.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really fun. It was like a 6-hour stint.
I think the whole concept of the job is so foreign to people now. Like, wait a minute, why didn't they just but back then, no cell phones. The only phones that were into the Woodlands office, and be taken down, message, write it down, have someone take it there, and
it's a job our kids will not understand.
No. And it's definitely one that does not exist anymore. So
but
not
it was
needed.
important then. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So can I ask what year that would have been?
that was 79.
79.
79.
Yes,
Okay.
that was my first year.
And What's your time frame in camp? 79 until
Till through 84, and
okay.
then, or no, yeah, through 84. And
Yep.
then I didn't work in 83 or 85, but then my husband and I did our honeymoon postseason. After we got married, we worked at camp for a couple weeks,
Nice.
just postseason 85. So
Wow,
85.
that's a
Okay.
different. So that was Doug,
yes,
right?
and he and I actually worked there in 84 together.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was kind of a crazy thing too. We hadn't planned on working there. I mentioned to Don this in an email, but
Yeah.
I guess it was probably like the end of May. We're kind of like, do we want to do our usual jobs at home? I was a waitress. He was doing working in an office in a hotel on the beach. And we decided, now let's see if we can go to camp. So I called and talked to your dad, and he said, well, at this point, we basically just have 2 jobs left. One is working in the office, and one is rec director. And he's like, I think you could handle rec director. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Because, I mean, Jim Rumsey was like the guru of all gurus for rec stuff.
He was the standard bearer.
He was.
Yes. Yeah, like on stage, everything he was right.
Yes. And me on stage, I was just thinking, there is absolutely no way I can get up there every morning and try to, talk up things with crafts. And it was a Betty Fryer, and the 4 o'clock forum would be up there too. And I'm sitting up there with your dad and, your grandpa, and I'm like, oh.
Right. But, well, this is perfect. I don't know. You said you've watched a bunch of episodes before you were binge watching. Did you happen to see the one with Alan Hodge yet?
I think I saw the beginning or the first part of it. I haven't watched. Does he have 2 parts or something?
Okay, well, maybe it must have been the second part, because this would resonate with you, and it resonates with Tom and you. I should bring it up somehow. We could bring it up, or you'll see it later. But he had the exact same. He found himself in rec staff, thinking he was in rec staff, but not understanding that must have been the year before. Maybe it was 82 or 83 before you.
The job descriptions, maybe the job descriptions were lacking.
Yeah.
You didn't find out till later. You have to get on stage.
Yeah, you both had a great conversation about this, to the point where Alan said, they told him he had to go up on stage and talk about it. He basically just said, like, he just tried too hard to entertain, because he was like emulating Jim Rumsey, to the point where, like, the next day, Grandpa and Dad went to his cabin and knocked.
Oh my!
Yeah, and said, "Look, hey." Basically, we're saying, we recognize that you were uncomfortable up there, and for you and everyone else, like, do you think you have a good program? And he was like, yeah, I really do. And they were like, just talk about that.
Talk about what you're going to do that day.
Right. And don't feel like, and then Tom had a hysterical joke that you tried to tell that fell flat. But
a little
anyway.
more than flat, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Don, so I was telling Tom before we started talking, my first job in camp was 82 or 83. It was in the teepee, but I was still just 15, and I don't know if I had full-time hours or whatever, but it was enough. It was kind of an intermediate step into working staff. Mark August was but the first time I was like, okay, you are really on staff. It was 84, and
you and Scott.
It was, and rec staff, and it was you were my first real boss. And you did a great job, and we had meetings in the morning. But I was telling Tom,
wait, no,
go ahead.
I'm going to see if she remembers without me. Did you ever have to discipline Don?
He and Scott they goofed off a lot. I mean, they would
you're saying he and Scott, you're coupling us together? Oh, I feel legendary for me.
You guys would always do what you needed to do, but there was a lot of goofing around in between, I think.
So
Yes.
fair.
And I
That's
feel
so-
like Mike Ballman working too?
Yeah, he would have been real young, like an apprentice. But so that was such a fair assessment.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into these pictures. But
So did you ever have to discipline Don though?
I don't think I ever had to give him a work crew or anything.
one
Yeah.
time, one time.
I did.
Here's how I
Here we go.
remember it, Don.
Here we
So
go.
Okay.
yeah,
I blocked it out now.
okay. It was good that you did, because in my head it was one of two things. You had morning meetings for what our assignments were going to be, and then we had the assignments, and they were kind of on a rotation. There were hikes. They were, you know, and the in my head I'm thinking I either missed a meeting, overslept, or the other thing I think it was I was supposed to run the 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the afternoon, which I actually love to do, but I feel like there was a time where I got the schedule mixed up and I thought I had the afternoon off and I missed it. I just missed it. And then, but for whatever reason, I was always drawn to the gym. I loved being back there. So I went back there like on my own free time, and they were finishing up the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and you and someone else was there, and they were like, "Hey, where were you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, you had, this was your, assignment today, and you weren't there, so somebody had to cover for you. And I'm like, and you were there, and somebody else from rec staff was there, and it was like, Don, you had to say, and I recognized it, like you had to discipline me, like you had to be like, if you didn't do it, like your credibility was on the line, and
Right.
I, I couldn't allow it to happen. Otherwise, it looked like, some silver spoon.
Right. Yeah.
And so we were like, so you were like, okay, yeah, this is your work crew. And so you were like, okay, look, just, you're gonna sweep or damp mop the gym floor. Remember, with that huge mop and the
Yes.
spray, and you go back and forth, and the lobby.
That's
The whole gym and the lobby, and we were both like, yeah, that was right.
was I like, I'll help you. No.
I don't know. I think you, as soon as you saw me started doing, I'm like, yeah, you're right. This is what should happen. But I really love the job, and I love working for you. And I remember the morning meetings, and you were very soft spoken, but you could tell you were dedicated to it, and it was a great experience. So
It was a really fun year. It was a big stretch for me to mainly be like the person in charge. I will help anybody, but to be the person in charge is just like, really?
So
I don't want to do that.
tell me about that, right? I mean, they kind of pushed you into this leadership position. What kind of impact has that had on you?
I guess over the years, looking back on different things, I've had to do that for other things. Like in the last 3 years, I've had to step up. I was working with a after school program at our church, and the leadership stepped down, and they needed someone to fill in. And I'd been part of this program for probably about 18 years, and always as just one of the helpers. But a couple of the church leadership said, we'd really like you to be in charge of this and lead. And so I don't know if before I wouldn't have said yes, but knowing that the Lord can use situations where you don't feel, that's when you need to rely on him, basically, is when you don't feel like you can handle it. So.
But you had been asked to do that before. It's a little easier each time you get asked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
I love that, because I had the similar, right? They asked me to be the team director my third year there. I'm like,
I love this.
you think I can do that? So you know, but it was instrumental just in developing me as a leader to have
Yeah.
that responsibility. And it's amazing. So how old were you when they gave you that responsibility?
I had just finished my junior year in college, so I was like
Yeah.
20.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
Which was
kids.
where?
Virginia Tech.
There you go, Tom.
In tech, right down here.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're asking kids, young adults, to step into leadership. I love that, and it's a common theme with folks you've heard. I love
Hmm.
that it's not just about the guests; it is about developing the staff as well.
Yeah, I heard Andy talking about, I think it was Andy talking about driving the van, and I think you've talked about it too. Like, here
Yes.
you're responsible for all these people.
Yeah.
It's like this huge van going on hikes. Yeah,
Yep.
it's kind of scary.
With a
That's
bunch
before
of
you even get to the mountain.
Yeah.
with a precious carload, right? With a
Yeah.
precious cargo in the back of everybody's dreams and hopes are in the back of the van I'm driving.
They're all counting on you to get their kids there safely.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's so true. It's so true.
Very
Like
true.
I think back to the things that I can't believe they entrusted me with, including that. Like Dawn in 1984, like one of the activities during the week was taking a group of people to Panther Mountain, and we got
Mm.
this white van, and you know, we had to assume it was maintenance well, you know, with tires and whatever. And that was just getting, and then coming back. And I just think I've heard this mentioned a few times during these conversations. You know, it's just God's providence that um, Nate Forrester brought it up too. Like, uh, you know, young people were chosen to be part of, you know, these activities that were all to be part of camp's program that you know glorified God and the messages, like all of it was intertwined. But you know, we on paper we were not qualified.
Right. Right.
Or at least
A very light
not
resume.
yet. We were not well trained. Like you know, given the time, sure we could have been, but we were thrown right into it. Like
That's for sure.
early and often. So
Yeah. Which was good. I mean, looking
yeah,
back, it was good.
yeah, it was good for all of us.
It was
Yeah.
great. It was great. I
Yeah.
think that makes camp unique. Let me.
Yeah, Tom, you were talking about, you know, just driving the ski nautiques and you know, learning New York State rules and you know, driving skiers and
Yeah,
passing.
but yeah, we passed a test, but we had no practical experience.
No,
Right. Yeah, especially you're hauling girls back and forth, and
We're skiers. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it can be dangerous.
I never really thought about what the boat boys did much other than, you know, they were like the cool guys down at the point, but you guys worked hard.
wow. At times, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
At times, but I think your comment about Don and Scott goofing off a lot in between work, that's pretty accurate of us too.
Yeah.
Scott is such an X factor. It's like,
I am so
one of the
happy.
pictures we're about to.
I'm so happy with one of those pictures you sent me. I
I
cannot wait.
can't. I never.
Was it the Scott one where he's
Oh
like
yeah.
gangly,
Oh yeah.
tube socks? Yeah.
Whoever's watching right now, I'm pretty sure the picture of Scott will be in episode 2. You do not want to miss this. Believe me.
Great setup.
You do not want to
Totally
miss it.
justified. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think
I'm
how old.
underselling it. I'm underselling that picture right now.
He was probably like 14-ish, I think.
I mean, he was big before he was big, though, man.
Right. Yeah.
It was before his vertical growth spurt.
Oh, man. What a great picture. I'm so thrilled I have that picture in my possession now.
I could probably dig back and find some even
Oh.
goofier ones, but
Oh, if you could.
well, I've known the Olsen family for, well, our parents met when our older sisters were born.
So let's stop right there because I think you're going to get into the first question I wanted to get to, which is how did you get to Camp of the Woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your origin story to get there? Does it involve Wilsons?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
The Dave Olson family, I think, went for years and years. I mean, he went as a kid. I don't know if he was ever on staff, but it was a family Olson thing.
Okay.
And that was the first time we ever heard of it. And we lived in Dover, Delaware at the time, and they were in Fairfax, Virginia. So we would see them frequently. And Nancy and Scott's grandma lived in Lexington, Virginia, and I would go spend a couple weeks during the summer at grandma's farm with Nancy and Scott. And so we were just really close. And when we became of age to work, Nancy brought up, it'd be fun if we could maybe work at camp, because her older sister, Lori Lee Olson, was working there. So that's when we applied for the music position that we did get.
No shame in that.
So because you knew them, were you a camper first, or you just decided?
No, I'd never ever been to camp before until we were dropped off. Yeah.
Okay. Me neither. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was quite a shock. I remember our moms, Annie, Lori, and my mom, and then Nancy and I drove up together. And I remember we put stuff in our cabin, and then we ended up just standing on the beach, and our moms were saying goodbye, and they were crying, and we were kind of weepy. And, it's just Nancy and I going, what are we doing? It's like I'd been like at her grandma's farm for a couple of weeks, but never like away. So that was kind of.
Was Lori there?
Lori, I think, was already there. We hadn't seen her yet. Like she had
Okay.
gone up for maybe some preseason stuff.
Okay.
So she was there, which was good, because
Yeah.
she was like
But
our link.
At this point where you were being left there, like I would imagine she was there to say it's going to be okay. Like,
Yeah, we did see her
Yeah.
a little
You
bit
keep-
later, and she was like, "You guys
You
are gonna
keep
have
in
so
touch
much
with-
fun." And
yeah.
Are you in touch with Nancy now?
off and on, we're Facebook friends, and
Okay.
we've gone to different. Sadly, her mom's passing and her dad's funeral, and
Yeah.
um,
When's the last time you talked with her?
probably 2 years ago, I'm guessing. No,
Probably
it was
at that
about a year
sort of-
and a half ago.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there. I had planned to be there for a long,
Yeah, it was just last July, I guess, wasn't it?
July 4th. I can
24?
tell you it was
Okay.
on the 4th. And yeah, there was an event I committed to like 4 months before that I couldn't bring
Yeah.
up. I found out that my dad was going to go, and when Dad said he was going to go, and he told me you were one of the first people that he connected with, Dawn.
Yeah, it was so good to see him.